Naughty Krishna gets cornered. Mother Yashoda was surprised by the gopis' complaints and asked them, "Your words are truly astonishing and hard to believe. How can a child devise such elaborate methods of stealing? What other methods does he employ to steal your butter?" The gopis responded, "Sometimes we keep our pots of milk and curd high on a swing, hanging down the ceiling. Despite the pots being out of their reach, Krishna and Balram cleverly assemble pranks and even flip over mortars to construct temporary steps and access the pots. At times, they even throw stones to create holes in the pot and grab the butter. Krishna also makes his friends form a human pyramid, climbing upon their shoulders to reach the hanging pots. So, Lord Krishna, how he used to steal butters, which was at such a high level, at high places, he used to create pyramids. He used to create a temporary, he used to flip the mortar so that he could make them steps. And this climbing on the pyramid is the thing which we celebrate on Janmashtami. If you see in Maharashtra particularly, this Dahi festival is celebrated. It's creating of a pyramid. But current festival is actually not the right way of celebrating, where they make pyramids up to 5, 6 floors, which is very risky. This human pyramid should be, which is done for celebration, should be done at a lower height only. It should not be done that way because it's a pastime of the Lord as a child. So he makes pyramid and he gets the pots, and Gopi say we can't do anything. Sometimes the gopis shared, "We try to outsmart Krishna by hiding our pots in dark rooms, thinking he'll be scared to enter. But to our surprise, he becomes adorned in dazzling jewels, illuminating the whole room with the shine of his ornaments." Of course, Krishna has an effulgent body that can light up a dark room even without ornaments. So now they are describing how in a dark room also, so generally children are afraid of entering a dark room. So, but here, because Lord Krishna is wearing, jewels which are dazzling, and if some light comes, so if you see, they use a reflection or sunlight is coming from outside to inside, with the jewels, the light comes inside, and with that light, and plus what they are saying, one more quality, Lord Krishna's body itself is effulgent body that can only light up. Once he enters the room will have light, and even without his ornaments. So generally, what we say, whenever ornaments or jewels are put on Lord Krishna, it is for the elevation of the ornaments, not for Lord Krishna, because Lord Krishna wearing those ornaments, dresses, gives the elevation to the dress for the ornaments. So that increases the beauty of that ornaments. So here Lord Krishna is in the dark room. If he enters, he can create light by himself, and he's able to steal the curd and butter. Amused, the gopis added, "Can you believe it? Your son wears these priceless jewels, yet he steals some milk and butter," and laughed. Mother Yashoda smiled and replied, "If that's the case, why don't you catch him while he is in action and bring him here?" The gopis grinned and replied, "Well, it's easier said than done. He chooses the exact moments when we are all absorbed in our work, almost making it almost impossible to catch him." Mother Yashoda exclaimed, "What on earth are you talking about? My child is innocent and couldn't possibly do such things." So Mother Yashoda is still defending Lord Krishna, and gopis are just justifying why they can't catch him, because he keeps them busy, and he sees there. We saw in the last chapter, he used to open the calves so that everybody's running behind the calves and they are busy, and then he enters the rooms, and many such things. Usually when the child is sleeping, the children of the gopis are sleeping, he used to scratch with nails so that the child starts crying. Then the mothers will go there and the house is empty, because the gwalas, they would be going on, they would have gone to the field, or they would have gone for taken the cows for this thing, eating grass and churning. So at that time he enters, and still Mother Yashoda is defending Lord Krishna. The gopis with playful smiles retorted, "Innocent? Your son? Oh, let us tell you, if by chance a gopi manages to catch him, he twists her wrist and runs away. He then teases her from a distance while crying out, 'Stay right there. If you dare come closer, I'll make your babies cry with my tricks.' And if someone dares to call him a thief, He gets all fired up and retorts, "You are the thief. This house and everything in it belongs to me." So this last sentence is the truth. Is he lying? Is Lord Krishna lying here anywhere? He's saying, "You are a thief. I am not a thief." Although he's stealing butter and he's stealing curd from the gopis, and the gopis are just saying, he says, "You are the thief." So does the sentence is true or false? Is he lying or is it a fact? Yeah,
True.
sorry?
True.
True. Yeah.
It's true.
It's true because everything belongs to Lord Krishna. We are just users of it. And if we are misusing it, we are the thieves. If we take more than what we need, so we are actually a thief. People who are having a greed of taking a lot of money, or so it's true. This house, everything belongs to me. Everything in this universe belongs to Lord Krishna. Actually, you are the thief because you are using my things. So this is what he used to say to the gopis. Lord Krishna was revealing the truth in the garb of childish talk. Everything belongs to him. He is the creator, owner, enjoyer, master, and controller of everything in the entire cosmos. So nowadays, people say, live life, enjoy life. It's a very, very dangerous thought process which is going around in this world. We are born to enjoy. Actually, we are not born to enjoy. We are born to make the Lord enjoy. We are supposed to serve him because the Lord is a true enjoyer, and with his enjoyment, we'll be happy. That will give us happiness. So, in this world, generally, what gives us happiness? How do we become happy? We become happy. So, first is either we enjoy ourselves, sometimes we say, okay, we are happy. But whenever we try to uh, give something to others, or we want to make somebody other else happy, or we want to serve somebody, that gives more happiness. So, if you see a mother when she's serving her child, that gives a lot of happiness. A wife serving a husband or husband serving a wife, and or a child serving their parents, that gives more happiness than happiness what you do derive for yourself. Same way, whatever we serve to the Lord will give us more happiness because everybody will around us will be happy. Another gopi added, just this morning we painstakingly applied fresh clay to our outer walls, creating beautiful designs with powdered limestones. But your son Krishna and his friends came and ruined it all by throwing dirt on the walls. It's funny, Mother Yashoda, how in your presence Krishna appears calm and well behaved. But once he steps into our homes, he turns mischievous, stealing our milk products, using naughty words, and showing signs of greed and anger. So he's different. When he's outside, he's different. At home, he's very innocent, very nice, very disciplined child, very sincere, but outside he's not that way. When he goes to Gopi's house, he's a lot of this thing. Another Gopi said, and you know what? Sometimes being angry, Krishna passes urine and stool in a neat and clean places in our house. Lord Krishna is called Gopi Jana Vallabha because he invented various ways to please gopis and give them bliss. Isn't it Gopi Jana Vallabha? That way. Little Krishna stood at a distance and listened carefully to the gopis' complaints and observed his mother's reactions. He felt a mixture of anxiety and fear. Perhaps Mother Yashoda would scold or punish him. A tinge of fear appeared in his eyes. However, when the gopis caught sight of Krishna's beautiful face, their complaints softened. Instead of scolding him, they found immense joy just by looking at his charming face. Even Mother Yashoda couldn't help but smile gently at the innocent fun and thus refrain from chastising. Rohit, take minute. From where is this noise coming? Just a minute. Sorry, there was a cross connection. I'm using my son's Bluetooth, so his mobile got done. Yeah, so now here, when Krishna comes and stands behind his mother, he's anxious, and when all the gopis suddenly see, Krishna is behind, they become little afraid, and they start just looking at him, and they feel pleasing, and they stop complaining. Their complaints are softened, and mother is also watching in such great fun. Then she's also not chastising her son. Mother Yashoda smiled shyly at the gopis. Then, just to please Krishna, she said, "You gopis are all telling lies. Krishna is just an innocent boy. How could he do such things? I think you have already scolded my son sufficiently. Enough of it." After siding with the gopis in such a manner, Mother Yashoda spoke affectionately with the actually after siding with Krishna in such a manner, Mother Yashoda spoke affectionately with the gopis. Mother Rohini applied tilak on their foreheads as a friendly gesture and sent them home. Once the gopis had left, Yashoda, who knew the importance of proper behavior, talked to Krishna. My dear child, your actions of greed were improper in the homes of our friends. While it's okay to be mischievous at home. It's not respectful to act like that in others' homes. You are beautiful, but your behavior is unacceptable. From now on, please stop your mischief at others' homes. Stay here and do whatever you want. With these words, she gently guided her son and caressed. So she's telling, don't do anything mischief at others' home. You can do whatever you want at your home. And then she moves ahead. Responding to the accusations of the gopis, little Krishna earnestly addressed Mother Yashoda. Ma, please believe me. When I say that none of what these gopis are saying is true, actually all of them are liars. So he's telling they are liars because I'm not stealing. Everything belongs to me. Nothing belongs to them. From that point of view, he's saying they are all liars. Whenever I see them or the children, my heart is filled with affection and joy. That's why I visit their homes every day. But dear mother, now that I think I know their intentions, I won't go to see my friends anymore. You are my beloved mother, and I don't want you to be upset by these false stories. As Krishna spoke, his voice trembled, and tears filled with his tiny eyes. So he is now crying also, just making we call it emotional blackmail. So he's making his mother emotional and saying, "I don't want. He'll never go to the other gopis' house." Then Nand Maharaj arrived and enlivened the room with his pleasant feelings. Seeing Krishna, he spoke lovingly. My dear boy, come and sit on my lap. Krishna left Yashoda's lap and eagerly climbed onto Nanda's lap, putting his arm around the father's neck. Softly, Krishna questioned, why is mother scolding me for no reason? Nanda inquired, what's going on? With this brilliant intelligence, Krishna replied, Mother, now please tell the truth about what happened. Then Mother Yashoda explained Krishna's mischievous deeds using the words the gopis had spoken. Responding to Mother Yashoda, Brajalaj Nanda confidently stated, my son is innocent. He hasn't done anything wrong. I always see him behaving well. By taking the side of those who teased my precious son, you have wrongly accused him. You deserve some correction for this. So now Lord Krishna is playing a mischief with his parents. He's trying to get Mother Yashoda. So Mother Yashoda scolded him little softly. He's now creating a scene where Nanda will tell Yashoda, no, you are wrong on this. So while hiding his true feelings behind these words, Nanda scolded Yashoda and comforted his son, saying, my dearest son, just stay here in my lap and don't go to anyone else. But despite his father's words, Krishna hopped off Nanda's lap like an unpredictable child and swiftly climbed onto Yashoda's lap. This unexpected move brought laughter to both parents. So he's having great fun with his parents. So what Mother Yashoda simply let off Krishna every time. Had Krishna learned the lesson, we'll see the next chapter. A lesson on parental love. The love that Mother Yashoda has for Krishna is truly extraordinary. No matter how mischievous Krishna gets, she always shows her anger by guiding him and sometimes even scolding him. But her care for him never falters. Sometimes, when our parents get angry at us, we might feel they don't understand us. But the fact is that they are our best well wishers who deeply care for us and want the best for us. So, the next time you feel frustrated about your parents, rules or decisions, remember it all comes from a place of their love. So because somebody loves us, that's why they will be scolding. They'll take action on us. So today now I actually got one question from Rajkumari Mataji. Actually, she has not joined. I thought I'll answer in the session. So her question is, as per Chitraketu's story, we learn that every relationship is temporary and lasts till body is alive then why there is a process of feeding Pitra, Pindadan, etc.? If all these relationships are temporary, then why Yashoda Maya did so much tapasya to get Krishna as her son? She was a Jnani, isn't it? Why Lord himself was waiting to come down in this world and be with her when he himself says Dukhalaya Ashaswatam? Now, many questions in this. So let me answer one by one. So one is the relationships are temporary. So our whereas Yashoda Maya is wanting Krishna as a son, but the relationships, material relationships are temporary and false. So if Chitraketu wanted a son, basically he wanted a son for his service, for so that he can when the son becomes a king or for his taking care of his kingdom. His desire was materialistic. Whereas Yashoda Maya is wanting a son as Lord as his son, or Devki's prayers that she wants Lord as a son is because she wants to serve the Lord. She doesn't have any material desires. That is totally spiritual. And the relationship with the Lord is permanent. Whereas our relationship with our family, parents, children is completely temporary. It's only for this life. In the next birth, we don't know who will be our father, who will be our mother, who will be our children. So that way. So Chitraketu's was requirement was totally materialistic, and that's what he teaches. That when he gets a son, that son is again he's killed by his stepmothers by poison, and he dies. And then the son is teaching Chitraketu about that you in this birth you are my father. In earlier birth you are not my father. And this is this thing. And then there's a question that why do we do Pitra, we do Pindan and Pitra? Because as spirituals, although it's materialistic, but we do because we want the soul of our parents also to get liberated. And so there's a katha around Pitra's Pitru period also. Why do we do that? So it's only our offering to food to brahmanas, cows, and crow is that every once a year gives the food for whole year for the Pitras who have not been liberated. The fathers who have not been liberated, that food goes to them. And why does the Lord come down Dukhale Ashwasam? So Dukhale Ashwastam is for us. He's coming for saving us. He's actually coming to save us from this material world. He's through his teachings, like when he comes as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to his actions, through his acharan, he's teaching us, what we are supposed to do. And through Lord Krishna, he's giving knowledge. He's teaching Bhagavad Gita. So he has reasons for coming to this planet Earth, although it is not a beautiful place to come. Okay. We'll go to the next. Prabhati Gopi stand. So this is a story you would have heard. So we'll read this. Mother Yashoda thought to herself, my sons, that Rajkumar Mataji just joined after I answered the questions. Rajkumari Mataji, I answered your questions 5 minutes back, just 2 minutes back.
Okay, I have not seen, sorry.
So, okay, I'll not repeat now. I'll tell you. I'll answer.
Sorry, I got late. Huh?
Okay, because I thought I waited, but you were not there, so I thought I'll answer. Your questions were important and nice ones, so that's why I shared the answers to that. So we'll read this right now. Prabhavati Gopi start. Mother Yashoda thought to herself, my son's pranks bring such joy to the gopis. Let them enjoy in happiness. And when they recount these tales, I too shall be immersed in delight. So they keep on telling, the gopis keep on telling those tales because they don't have any other topic to talk about. They only talk about Krishna. Even though she refrained from scolding Krishna, sometimes she would get angry at Krishna, saying, my dear child, why do you trouble these people? But naughty Krishna wouldn't admit his mistake. One day, a gopi named Prabhavati, Upannanda's wife, visited Yashoda. She shared, Yashoda, we are dear friends and look out for each other's belongings. Honestly, there is no distinction between your butter, ghee, milk, yogurt, and mine. Your kindness makes my things yours and vice versa. When your son takes my butter or ghee, I don't mind. However, I'm concerned about his habit of stealing. As Mother Yashoda carefully listened, Mother Pravati continued, I'm not implying that you taught him to steal, but Krishna takes butter on his own. And when I try to advise him, He becomes arrogant, uses harsh words, and flees from my courtyard. Remember, he is the prince of Gokul. Such stealing isn't appropriate. So, Prabhati, she's telling Yashoda, this is not, the stealing habit is not good. So, if you see, some children in school, they have a habit of taking pencil rubber, some other children. So, that is not good. But Lord Krishna is Hari. He steals not things, he's stealing the problems, he's stealing liberating people. He's stealing, his objective is different. His objective is not to steal these things. So, here, he's stealing, but this habit of children is not correct. But here, Prabhavati is just telling Yashoda, the stealing is not good. So, and plus, he's a king, he's a prince of Gokula. Why should he have the habit of stealing? So, after hearing Prabhavati Gopi's words, Mother Yashoda mildly rebuked Krishna and gently spoke to Prabhavati. My dear friend, she began, I have innumerable cows. My house is brimming with so much yogurt, but that it becomes difficult to move within the house. I cannot understand why my little boy doesn't just enjoy the yogurt in our own home, but seeks it out in others' homes. Oh, Prabhavati, there's no real distinction between your son and mine. From now onwards, whenever my son visits your home to steal butter, you can just bring him to me. I'll take it upon myself to teach him a lesson. Hearing these words, Prabhavati Gopi departed. One day, Krishna went to Mother Prabhavati's home to steal. Krishna and his friends, including Sridham and Subala, along with some monkeys, stole butter and ate it. But by mistake, they broke a jug. And hearing the sound of the jug breaking, Prabhavati came there. All the boys and monkeys fled. But somehow Prabhavati could grab Krishna's soft hand. So now Prabhavati has finally caught Lord Krishna red-handed, and he's there. So Krishna became frightened and shed false tears. But Mother Prabhavati caught his hand, brought him to Mother Yashoda's home. At the entrance of the home, King Nand Maharaj was standing. Out of respect, Mother Prabhavati covered Krishna's face with her sari and took him inside. So now Krishna's face is covered when he's going inside with the sari. Krishna, who was covered by Mother Prabhavati's sari, thought, now my mother will definitely hit me with a stick. I must do something. Then Prabhavati called out to Mother Yashoda and exclaimed, Yashoda, your son had come to my house again today. He broke my jug and took away all the yogurt. Uncovering the boy whom she had hidden under her cloth, Prabhavati told Yashoda, look at him. I caught him and brought in front of you. So she's saying, see, your son is with me. I have caught him red-handed. And he had come. And now at the sight of the boy, Yashoda burst into a smile and retorted, my dear friend, this is your son. It was your son who committed the theft and you're blaming my son. So Lord Krishna, what he did, he transformed himself to the son of Prabhavati. How can he do that? Because he's a Lord, he can do anything. And Mother Yashoda is laughing and Prabhavati is stunned. She's shocked. I've got my son only as a thief. How did this happen? Prabhavati's eyes widened as she realized that it was actually her son. Standing deeply embarrassed, she swiftly departed from Mother Yashoda's house. Meanwhile, she wondered, I had Krishna in my custody, but somehow my own son appeared in the grip of my hands. How did Krishna, the treasure of Braja, transform into my own child? Then, much to her surprise, the boy standing before her transformed back into Krishna. So when Yashoda went and she's there, Krishna comes to his original form. He looked at Mother Prabhavati and mischievously said, oh, mother, if you catch me again, I'll undoubtedly take the form of your husband next time. Prabhavati was astonished by these words. Before she could react, Krishna swiftly ran away with his friend. So this is a very nice pastime where Lord Krishna transforms into the son of that gopi only when he's caught. And he tells to that gopi, next time if you catch me, I'll transform myself to your husband. So you will have much more embarrassment. Hearing so many complaints about Krishna, Mother Yashoda was worried about his stealing habits. She thought to herself, why is my stealing butter and milk from our neighbors' homes? Why is my son stealing butter and milk from our neighbors' homes? Doesn't he like the taste of the milk products at my home? My maid servants might not be making good butter. Sometimes they even and a burning milk. Therefore, Krishna is stealing butter from elsewhere, so I must do something. Actually, this is a story of all the families now. Most of the families in metros, particularly, the cooking is done by maid servants. And when maid servants do the cooking, that quality of cooking and that love is not there inside the food. So here also, Mother Yashoda, because she was a queen, she had a lot of maid servants, and they used to do the make preparation of butter. And she's now feeling, probably they are not making good butter or they are burning the milk. And then she decides, I should do something. So what steps? So in the next chapter, we'll start with a very, very Damodar Lila, which is very, very beautiful Lila of Lord Krishna and very, very important. So we do the Damodar Ashtakam in Kartik, which happened on a Diwali day, so which we'll take later. First, we'll read the other Bhagavatam also. What steps did Mother Yashoda take to improve the quality of butter at home? Did she give feedback to her maid servants? Or did she personally churn butter for Krishna? Read the next chapter to know the answers in a most enchanting episode. A lesson on God stealing. Lord Krishna is the supreme proprietor of all the planets. Everything has emanated from him and belongs to him, as elucidated in the Bhagavad Gita. Yet in Vrindavan, he is accustomed to stealing, and therefore he is known as Hari. Hari means the one who steals. But what does Krishna steal? He steals butter, he steals the hearts of his devotees, and he steals away their suffering. When Krishna steals butter, he is actually stealing the butter like hearts of the gopis, as well as the hearts of those who listen to these stories of the theft. Even as you read about the stealing adventures, Krishna is secretly stealing your heart. Have you noticed that? So this is such a beautiful sentence. When you read about the stealing adventures, Krishna is secretly stealing our heart because we are discussing his pastimes and we are cherishing it. So we'll read the other. We'll start with Damodar Leela and maybe on Friday. So what we'll do, we'll go to the other Bhagavatam. So apparently, there are 4 books which have been released by Gaurang Das Prabhuji. So we are reading the 4th one, which is the new one of Lord Krishna. And parallelly, we are doing the other books also. One book which we did last week, on Monday, we completed the story of Dhruv Maharaj. Ends that first part of his book. So now I'm starting the part 2 of Bhagavatam Tales of Gaurang Das Prabhuji. Okay. So in this, the first story is of King Anga. There's a king whose name is Anga. So in the dynasty of Dhruv, basically in this dynasty of Dhruv only, there was a great king named Anga. So he was very good character. He managed his citizens, everybody well. And his queen Sunita was a daughter of Mrityu. Mrityu is a person. Mrityu is death, but as I told you, everything is a person behind him. So death, rivers, mountains, feelings also have a person behind it. So one type of feeling will have one person behind it. So Mrityu, death also has a person behind it, and he had married a daughter of Mrityu. His daughter's name was Sunita. So she was there, and then King Anga, once he did not have a son, so he was doing a sacrifice. So when he did the sacrifice, so generally the sacrifices they do offerings, and that offerings are taken away by the devtas. So devtas personally come and take the offerings. But in this case, when he did this yagna, so the devtas did not come. So he became worried, why the devtas have not come. So then the sages said, it may be because you have done sins in your previous life and you do not have a son now, that's the reason devtas are not coming. So what you do one austerity and sacrifice. You worship Lord Vishnu so that you get a son. So he said, okay, I'll worship Lord Vishnu. And when you worship Lord Vishnu, after that, the devtas will automatically follow, because when Lord Vishnu comes, all the devtas come behind him. So then it is a great sacrifice, and Lord Vishnu comes and he gives him a payasam. And then King Anga accepts the payasam, and he gives this to his wife, and then she becomes pregnant, and they give a birth to a son called Vina. Vina is VNA. He's a son of Anga, but Veena is a son who is not. He's a cruel. He's not kind. He's cruel. He's cruel because of his maternal uncle Nanaji. Who was his Nana? Veena's Nana was Mrityu Devta. So Mrityu was his Nanaji, maternal grand uncle. Because of the anger, because Mrityu is little anger, cruel. Mrityu is a cruel thing. So he got that quality of cruelty. So what he used to do when he was a child, he used to kill innocent animals, and he used to, in fact, he used to kill his playmates also or injure them. And this resulted in his father becoming, worried about his son, and he wanted to reform him, so punished him many times, but his son did not change. So after that, he said, why did I do so much of prayers for a son? I was better sonless. Having such a kind of a son is so bad. It's so embarrassing and it's so disgusting for everything. So many times, many people have children. So if they get daughters, so I know people who had two daughters, so they will again try. They want a son. So if they get a son, it's good. If they don't, they get one more daughter, they become sad. But in fact, reality is daughters are more attached to the parents, and they take care of parents more than the sons in today's world. So having son is not a great thing, but at the time he prayed for the son, and now he was sad because his son was a cruel person. So now he's thinking, this was so bad for it. But again, he's thinking, in fact, this is good also because I have a bad son, so I'm not attached to him. So then he decides uh, to leave him. So I am detached to him, and then I can focus on my relationship with God. So here I want to mention one thing, of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya, sorry, Prabhupada, Desi Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada apne, from ISKCON, and Sant Namdev. So there are many such saints whose wives were very, harsh. So when they had harsh wives, so in fact their detachment to the wives was faster, and they could go for this uh, sannyas and austerity quicker, and they did not have attachment to the family. So sometimes having a life partner who is good, but if having a life partner little not a right partner, it can be bad as well as good also. Good in the sense you can get detached and you can actually go for austerity. So here he's thinking, King Anga is thinking, so my son is cruel, so I'll leave him and I'll go to the forest. So then he leaves for the forest and does austerity and in the forest. So after King Anga went away, so everybody was worried because there was no king in the kingdom. So all the suddenly the thieves, when there is no king, the thieves and they become uh, aggressive, and the citizens have problem because there is no leader. So then again the sages, because sages are the people at that time, they used to think always about the welfare of people. So they, Bhrigu Muni, he was concerned, what should we do? So then they decided, okay, now somebody has to wait the king. Now he has a son, Vena, we'll make him, and we'll see that he rules the kingdom properly. We'll ensure we have to have a control on him. So uh, some ministers disagreed, but sages said, okay, they took the permission of Queen Sunita and they made Vena as the king. But Vena was cruel, but when he was cruel, the thieves and everybody actually started hiding because they knew if Veena, he'll punish us ruthlessly. And then he ruled the kingdom. But again, when somebody, wrong person gets power, he misuses it. So we have seen in many, many situations. So Dhritarashtra gets power, he's not using it properly, gets loved. Duryodhana, Ashwadama getting a power of Brahmastra, he misused it. So Veena also started misusing his power. He stopped the sages from doing sacrifices. He told them, since I am powerful, you start worshipping me. Ignore Lord Vishnu. You start worshipping me. I'm I'm the king, and as a king, I'm equal to God. So you worship me. And this way he was doing. Again, the sages said, this is not correct. Though they started, they wanted to give him good advice. So sages came and they tried to convince him, you are not acting as per dharma. You will not, you have to act as per dharma so that you can be liberated. You should worship Lord Vishnu and Devtas. And they gave him all this guidance. So they decided, if he follows, it's fine. Otherwise, we will kill him. So then again, he did not agree. So Veena tells them, no, no, I am the king and the real God and master of all citizens. Since you all are unjust, you desire to worship Krishna and the Devtas instead of me. So anybody who starts thinking, obviously he will be dying soon. So he said, I am only the reservoir of Devtas, Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva, all are residing in the king's body. So he was speaking a lot of foolishly. Hearing these words, the sages decided kill him. So sages said, since he is not improving, we'll kill him. So the sages kill Veena. How they kill him? With their words. In fact, not even mantras. They did not need any mantras to kill him. Just by their words, because they are so powerful, just by their angry words, no weapons, and Veena was killed. So when Veena was killed, his mother actually became a little sad, and she retained her body. So she maintained her body, that body, with all ingredients and mantras so that it doesn't get spoiled. So she just maintained it. So now again, the kingdom was not having a king. So we go to, so we are going to history. So Anga, then Vena, and now there'll be a third son who will come. So sages now said, we have killed Vena because of the benefits of the citizens, because he was creating a nuisance. And then again, because there was no king, thieves started flourishing. Then again, the sages said, what should we do? Because the situation is bad and we want to save, we want the people to be happy, people should be maintained. Then the sages, what they decided, okay, now we'll create one son. So they said, how will they create a son now? Because there is nobody who can marry. Anga has died. Anga has gone for austerities. He has, in fact, he went to Vaikuntha, and then his son is there, Veena. He was killed. So now they wanted to create one son to rule the king. So what they did, they used the body of Veena for creating a son. So first they churned the thighs of Veena. So when they churned the thighs of Veena, there was a blackish, small, short guy with large jaws, copper-colored hairs, and he came out. His name was Bhahuka. So Bhahuka was actually with cruel qualities. So he was actually born with the cruel qualities, and they immediately sent him out. So they sent him to the forest, and this person, Bhahuka, became a father of uncivilized tribal race called Naishada. So he became he lived in hills and forest and engaging in sinful activity. So when they churned the thighs of Veena's body, this demon he came. Then after that, they decided to churn the hands of Veena. And then when they churned the hands of Veena, two arms of Veena, then there was a couple which came out. And this couple was a incarnation of Lord Vishnu and Lord Lakshmi, or Mata Lakshmi. So the person who came out of Lord Vishnu was called Prithu. So this word we get Prithvi, earth, comes from Maharaj Prithu. So Maharaj Prithu was born in this manner by churning of the hand off from the body of Veena. And then the lady who was born, his name was Archi, and she became the queen of Prithu Maharaj. And then everybody was happy that, King Prithu was born, and Brahmanas, everybody started praising him. He was given gifts. So all the people started giving him gifts. So, like here it is said, King Kuvera, the treasurer, he gave him a gleaming royal throne made of pure gold. Varuna, god of oceans, offered a gigantic umbrella as effulgent as the moon. Vayu, the wind god, gifted two enormous chamara fans. Indra, the king of heaven, presented a magnificent crown. Yama, the lord of death, presented a stern, punishing rod to discipline the miscreants. Brahma gave him an armor. Saraswati offered a divine necklace studded with gemstones. Lord Hari gifted potent Sudarshan Chakra. Lakshmi bestowed imperishable opulence. Lord Shiva presented an exquisite sword marked with 10 moons. Durga gifted a shield marked with 100 moons. Soma, the moon god, gave powerful horses. Vishwakarma offered a beautiful chariot. Agni, the fire god, gave us special bow. Surya, the sun god, offered him arrows as brilliant as sunshine. Bhumi presented magical flying shoes. So he got lot of gifts. So on the gifts, now I remember one thing. So when Lord gives gifts, or see, these are all powerful people. When they give gifts, they will give gifts as per their standards. So when we ask gifts from, so when if it's our birthday, a friend will give a birthday gift as per his capacity. But if we go to Lord will give gift as per his capacity. Suppose I have a relationship with, say, Mukesh Ambani. He knows me. So when Mukesh Ambani is there, if he'll give me a gift, he'll give a gift as per his standard. So my friend say will give me a gift of say 500 rupees. But when Mukesh Ambani comes for a function, if he knows me, he'll give me a gift as per his standard. Suppose he'll give me a gift of say 50,000. But Lord will give a gift as per his standard. So we don't have to think. So he gave a gift of moon, pole star to Dhruv Maharaj. So that is the level he gives. So this is the way all the devtas are giving gift to Prithvi. But Prithvi is saying, you are everybody, all of you are giving me gifts, but I have not done anything till now. I have just come. So why are you giving me gifts? But let me do some work. So everybody was actually happy. In fact, they said, he's right. In fact, he's so humble that he's saying, "Pehle mujhe kaam to karne do." Without doing work, you have started giving me gifts. So everybody was happy that he's a right person and he's thinking right. So he did not so he said, let me do work. So now we'll hear the story of King Prithu, very beautiful story. So now King Prithu was the one who is the incarnation of Lord Vishnu. So Prithu now began to rule the kingdom. So he became, so then he was ruling the kingdom. At that time, everything suddenly what happened? The citizens approached with sad faces to King Prithu, saying that, King, we are starving, we are having great hunger, we are not having enough food grains. So Prithu thought, why is it happening that in my kingdom, uh, the people are not having food grains? They are starving. They are not getting food. So he said, probably Mother Earth is not giving enough food grains. She's not producing sufficient food grains to my citizens, my people. So then he took up his bow and arrow. What he did, he started running behind the Mother Earth, goddess of Earth. And the earth got afraid and she started running. So she started running there. And then Earth is a cow-shaped body, and she was flying in outer space. And then Earth turned helpless, and she said to the king, "O king, the knower of dharma," she's saying, you are known for protection and shelter, so of living beings. I have not committed any offense. So why are you killing me? So then King Prithu said, you claim to be sinless, but your mistake is that you have not given enough food grains to my citizens. So I will punish you as an offender. Then Earth says, why I have not given you? Please, first thing she's saying, please control your anger and hear me patiently. Yes, I have hidden the seeds and grains because of for their selfish purposes, because the citizens who were living before you, when you were not there, was Veena and all the citizens. They were cruel. So because they were thieves and the kingdom was with useless people, that's the reason I withheld all the resources. So now also you will see the nature will withheld its resources if the citizens don't improve. If atheism, cruelty increases, the citizens will not get proper natural resources. They will not be able to use. Now, if you see the rivers, the quality of waters in the rivers is deteriorating. In fact, the rivers itself are shrinking. The size of the rivers, what used to be earlier, they are shrinking. And the quality of water because of sewage and all the things is not good. And the production of food also will slowly come down because the cruelty will increase. So here also, this is the example which shows Mother Earth has the power to withhold grains and giving natural resources to people if people are selfish. So here, we now are selfish, then she did not give resources. Now, King Prithu said, now that the earth is telling, okay, now since you have come and you're a righteous person, I will provide everything. So then after that, King Prithu was pleased and everybody gets this thing. So, and King Prithu then had a fatherly relationship with Mother Earth. And after this, there's one important thing mentioned, after this, Prithu, what he did, he flattened the earth by breaking up hills with the bow. He created suitable houses for them and founded many villages, towns, cities, forts, mines, etc. Earlier, people lived in an unorganized manner, but Prithu made town and city planning in an organized manner. So before Prithu Maharaj came, the land was, everybody was staying kind of in forest or something which was not organized. The town planship, the building villages and towns, Prithvi Maharaj did it by cutting the mountains and making flat lands. And Prithvi was like a good father to all citizens. So this is one incident of Prithvi Maharaj. So there's one more incident we'll read of his life. That is one shot of a century. The chapter name is. So once Prithvi Maharaj decided that he will do 100 sacrifices called at a place called Brahmavarta. So whenever somebody does 100 sacrifices, he gets a boon, benediction of becoming Lord Indra. So Lord Indra is a position every time Lord Indra changes. So there'll be every new Lord Indra coming every time. So Bali Maharaj will become Lord Indra in one of the yugas. Ashwadama will become Lord Indra in one of the yugas. So that way, this position keeps on changing. So now Prithvi Maharaj, he was doing this yagnas, and then when he completed 99, when he was just supposed to do 100, then Lord Indra, who was sitting at that position, he came to know that Prithvi Maharaj is completing his 100 and I will lose my position. So immediately what happened? He created a disturbance for Prithvi Maharaj to complete, not to complete his 100 yagna. So what he went? He went there as a, in the dress of a sannyasi, as a sage. So he went to that sacrifice area and he stole the sacrificial horse and he took the horse up. So Sage Atri noticed that and immediately he told his Prithu's son, go and catch him. So Sage Atri sent Prithu's son to catch that Sage Indra, catch Indra who has come in the form of a sage and bring the horse back. So Prithvi Maharaj goes there, but Prithvi Maharaj's son goes there and then he sees that since he's a sage, how can I kill him? I cannot kill him. But Atri Muni says, no, you kill him. He's not a sage. He's actually Indra. So he has come in a disguise of sannyasi. So then, just when Prithvi's son put a arrow to kill Indra, Indra immediately left the horse and ran away. So this happened one time. Again, when the yagna was started for 100, yagna started, again he came as a sannyasi second time. And then again he stole the horse. So again, same thing happened. Prithvi's son went there and then again he did not want to kill because he was a sage and then uh, he brought Indra again ran away because Atri Muni told, no, you kill him. So again, the horse was brought back. So at that time, after that, Lord Brahma, so all the sages became angry. So all the sages became angry. Now they became angry on Lord Indra, saying, oh, he's not allowing us to complete the 100th yag. So they decided we'll kill Lord Indra in the sacrifice. We'll ensure that Lord Indra is only killed in the sacrificial fire. And they started doing that yagna. So they started the mantras to kill Lord Indra. So Brahma immediately came, don't kill, don't do that. He's stubborn, Indra is stubborn, you don't do that. He has already disrupted dharma. First thing is what he did, he stopped the sacrifice, which was not correct. Second, he also did one very, very dangerous thing, which is a nuisance now also. He disguised himself as a sannyasi, as a sage. And now also, bad people, they disguise them as sannyasis, sages, and they roam around. And this culture is, this bad dharma has started. So two wrong things he did. So Brahma said, you don't kill him. We would, instead of stopping this thing, he said, we can't stop Indra, but at least they said, Prithvi, you are more mature and sensible, so you don't do your 100th year. So Lord Brahma told him, no, you do only 99, you don't do your 100th year, because otherwise, again, Indra will do something wrong and that will go as a message. So one important thing is, what the leaders, what the top people do, people follow them. So if Indra does some wrong practice, the people will follow, the adharma will increase. So right now he has already done two things. He has stopped the sacrifice. Second, he has become a sage. He came in the disguise of a sage. So people will follow him and that will create adharma. So since Prithvi, you are matured, please do that. So then Prithvi said, okay, I will not. He said, we should transform, but what we should do? We should transform Indra. We should teach Indra a lesson or we should improve him, but by teaching, not by killing him. So then after that, Lord Vishnu also appeared in the area along with Indra. Prithvi was very happy to see the Lord, and Indra also understood and he sought forgiveness from Prithvi Maharaj. Prithvi Maharaj forgave him immediately. And Lord Vishnu was very happy with Prithvi, saying that he's such a graceful and a nice person. So he forgave very first. And Lord, see, when Devtas come, they do not touch the ground. They are always in air. So their feet will never touch the ground. If you find somebody whose feet is not touching the ground, believe he's a Devta. He's a Devta, he's not from this planet. He's this thing. So that's a one way to identify this. So Lord Vishnu came. In fact, he does not touch the earth, but because he got affected towards Prithvi, he touched his feet on the earth. But because he touched his feet on the earth, he was not able to keep balance because they are not used to step down. So he was not able to balance. So he put his hand on Garuda and stood. And then Prithvi also offered prayers to the Lord, and Lord gave him uh, a benediction of bhakti and devotion. He said, that's the best thing I can give you. So he gave him the benediction of bhakti, and then he departed. So in this story, although Prithvi did 99 sacrifices, whereas Indra has done 100. Yeah, Kishumati, this is from Srimad Bhagavatam only. Sorry, I'm not able to see your question. So I'll just complete this and then I'll answer your question. So this although Prithvi did only 99 years, he became more popular than Indra because of his generosity and humbleness. So that's what the Lord likes. If people are humble, generous, and they easily forgive others, that is the thing. And then the Lord will give him the best of the things. And he gave Prithvi Maharaj was given bhakti to the Lord. And then Krishna Maharaj ruled this kingdom and did his bhakti. Eventually, he handed over his kingdom to his sons and retired to the forest to worship the Lord. So that culture of retiring and giving kingdoms was very uh, important or prevalent at that time. Nowadays, people don't want to leave their power even when they're dying. So I see people who want to work till 75, 80 in corporate world, in every area. They want power. They just want to continue working, and they don't realize they should spend time on devotion and austerity. But so the all these chapters, you will see everybody retired after the age and they went to the forest. They left everything. They did not take anything along with them. So here also Prithvi Maharaj, after this, he also left. Here Indra shows this see here one lesson is of competition. So in our lives also we find a lot of competition, but we should always have a healthy competition rather than an envious competition. If we are envious, then what will happen? We'll also not enjoy, we'll not learn. In fact, it will bring a lot of negativity among us. So we should, if somebody is successful, we should learn from that success. We should not be envious. So here Indra was envious with other success, which was not correct. In fact, I have seen people who support others become successful, they become more successful in life. So this ends the story of Prithvi Maharaj. Then we'll do the story of Prachetas in the next session. And we'll continue. We'll do Damodar Ashtakam, Damodar Lila also in the next session. Friday, tentatively, I'll be doing it. Monday, we may not have a class because of Ayodhya's Ram temple being inaugurated. Yeah. Mata, you had a question. I couldn't see the question completely. Just let me see in the chat groups. Prabhuji, the story is from Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapuran, which was the discussion between all the rishis and Pandu and the Trust versus Vidura, right? I'm not aware. Maybe you might be right. You may be right on this because Kishori Mataji. So you may be right. I'm not aware of this point. So Bimala Mataji, this story is from Bhagavatam, which is correct. The discussion between all the rishis and Pandu and Dhritarashtra's brother Vidura. Maybe so. I'm actually going through the book, which is the compilation of stories. Correlation, this part has not been mentioned in the book, but you'll be right.
Yeah, it's overall a discussion only between two persons. So,
No, but this is between Pandu and Vidur. Pandus and Vidur. One of
that
the.
we have to check, but
But
the
she
whole
might be right.
Bhagavatam
You
is
would have read, Mataji, you
a
would have read,
narration.
so that will be true only.
Yeah, yeah.
So, correct. Okay.
Okay, my question was like, is the discussion between Vidur and the rishis? Because while referring to the translations of the Quran, it is written like between most of the discussions are between Mitra Rishi and Vidur.
Parishit Maharaj.
So I just wanted to confirm that.
No, that's what I'm not aware. If you've read somewhere, it might be correct. You read
I
somewhere?
can confirm next in the next session. Yeah.
Okay. We'll confirm next. Okay. So, Rajkumar Mataji, we can, I'll just repeat what on your questions again. As per Chitraketu story, we learn that every relationship is temporary and lasts till the body is alive. Then why there is a process of feeding Pitra and Pindadan. And then there's a question, which if all these relationships are temporary, then why Yashoda Maya did so much tapasya to get Krishna as a son? She was a Gyani, isn't it? Why Lord himself was waiting to come down in this world and be with her when he himself says, Dukhalaya Ashaswastam. So first is Yashoda wanted the son, Chitrakud also wanted a son, but his desire for the son was completely material nature. So he wanted a son for ruling the kingdom and taking his dynasty forward. But whereas, so it is totally material, nothing spiritual reason for it. But whereas Mother Yashoda is, or Devki, they pray to Lord Vishnu to come as his son because of the service they want to do as to them, not any material desire. It's completely spiritual in nature. And the relationship with the God is always permanent, whereas the relationship in the material world is temporary. So our material relationship with everyone on is temporary. So Chitrakuta son himself tells Chitrakud saying that, you were father in my this birth, in my earlier birth, somebody else was my father and somebody else was my mother. So the difference is because of spiritual and material nature of getting a son. So that was the two reasons. Second, why we do Pindadan or Pitrapaksh is because it may be said little material, it is material, but we feed the cows and the crows and brahmanas so that the pitrus who are not liberated, so the souls of our ancestors, if they are not liberated and they are in that pitralok, they get food. So once in a year, but whatever we give, with that food, they survive for one full year. So that's the reason. If you would heard some katha from Nityanand Charandas Prabhuji on Pitrapaksh, it will be, he has mentioned that. That is the reason for doing Pitrapaksh.
No, but my question was if the relationship ends when the person dies, when the body is
Correct. We are
left,
not
like,
doing as a
then why
relationship.
we are doing all this?
We are doing for the benefit of that soul. So that person
But we
today.
are not connected when that relationship is only
Correct,
not there.
correct. You're right.
That's
You're right.
fine.
Relationship is not there, but we are thankful. So we have a obligation to many people in the life. So parents, grandparents, we have an obligation because of them. We have come to this world. For in this material, also it is in material world, but we have obligation to nature. We have obligation to our parents. We have obligation to God. So we have to. How do we thank them? How do we? So we repay
Okay.
debts. We are in debts. We are in completely in debts from so many people. So we have to repay the debts also of them, also by worshipping. So if we don't do Pindan, it's okay. But if you do chanting, and it will help, it will cover up. But because it's a practice which is going on, and to show the few generations to follow this culture. So when Lord Krishna also came, Lord Ram came, they did this rituals, because if they had stopped doing these rituals, people would also stop it. So we are doing this ritual so that although we have knowledge that this is not correct, but this is not necessary. It's not correct. It's not necessary for devotees like Vaishnavas. If we don't do it, it's not necessary. Absolutely right. But we are doing it for so that the future generation doesn't stop this. They may not become Vaishnavas. All may not become Vaishnavas. All may not get these qualities. But this, if we stop doing this ritual, then people. So tomorrow we can say, हमको तो मंदिर जाने की भी जरूरत नहीं है. Why do we go to temple? हम तो chanting करते हैं, लिखा हुआ है खाली chanting. Only if we do chanting, that's good enough. We don't need to do anything else, right? But if we
Right.
stop doing this, the culture will deteriorate. So we have to follow those practices. So that's the reason we do Pindan. So also our obligations to the parents, there's debts which we occur. So now we are just repaying the debts by offering food, so that wherever, if the souls are not liberated, the parents, they get the benefit. Although we see from Bhakta, if a devotee is born in a family, then 8 generations up down, everybody gets liberated. So this all is true, but again, following the culture is important. We cannot stop. We should not stop following this rituals. Otherwise, this society will become chaotic. It will already becoming atheist. So if we stop doing these things, they will completely, how many? If you see this Pitra Paksh also, generally people do Pitra Paksh on the last day, saying that sabka for all members. Very few will remember, in fact, they'll not remember who's the great grandfather's name also. I remember my up to 2 generations, 3 generation names. Beyond that, though, I don't remember also who was there. So only to that extent we are doing, and it's from a culture control point of view. And then why does Lord come in this? He knows Dukhalayam, but he's coming us to save from this. He's coming in this world to save us. He's guiding, he's coming as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to teach us, what we are supposed to do, how we are supposed to do bhakti. He's coming as Lord Krishna to teach us Bhagavad Gita. So he's coming only to help us. This is the way for coming out of this material world, which is Dukhalayam, Shasvastatam. So you come out of this. He's coming to help us. That's the reason. Hope I answered.
Yeah.
Okay. ठीक है, then
Yes.
I'll end the session. वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Okay. I'll just do the Hare Krishna mantra.